Welcome back everybody. What I thought we'd do is just a fun little exercise, having done the colour wheel, is to paint a rainbow. The colour wheel is pretty much just a joined up rainbow. And so again, I've mixed up my nice puddles of colour, which are going a little bit dry, so I'm just going to give them a quick squirt. And we're going to paint a rainbow, which is a useful little exercise. It's quite prescient at the moment, isn't it? Although the rainbow thing might have faded a bit. It's a useful way of showing you how to work wet in wet. And it's fun to do. It won't take long. So I'm using the biggest brush I can bear to use, which is this size 12. Nice big fat sable. And I'm going to start at the bottom and work up. All I've done here is pretty much drawn round a plate. And I'm just going to follow these lines. I'm not going to try and keep in between them. So I'm going to start with the violet. Ooh, look at that, yum. Crumbs. And I'm using this test paper to see that that is a little bit dark. So I'm just going to add a bit of water to that. That will probably do. And I'm just going to follow this line with my rainbow. So there we are, there is the violet. I think I might take a little bit more and have another line of violet. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to soften that edge, this outside edge of the rainbow, just soften it a little bit, and then immediately I'm going to pick up the dark ultramarine blue. So here we go, ultramarine blue. Ooh, yum 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 yum, yum yum yum. I'm just going to get a little bit more on there, just letting my hand go round, and then I'm going to soften that edge. Oh dear, I made it a bit fat, but never mind. So I'm softening the edge with water and using my kitchen towel to control the water. I don't want too much water on the paper, and this brush is rather fat, so it will hold a lot of water. So then I'm going into the green. This is the bright emerald green, just like that. Let's take that round again and soften that edge. Soften that edge just with water and bring it round. I think that needs a little bit more water. So just a little bit more water. And as I was saying, with the other exercises, you can do a lot with watercolour while it's still wet. So what I want, I'm doing the yellow now, and yellow is so prone to getting mucky. I've got a lot of lovely yellow here. Look at that. And I'm just going to take a little bit off with my kitchen towel, and I'm just going to take that yellow round that rainbow. And I'm just going to make that a little bit wider. Take that yellow round the rainbow. And here, what's happened is the wash was wetter there, so the yellow's invading that. But I'm not going to worry about it, but that little tiny bit there. Don't fiddle with watercolours, that's the motto. And then, so now I'm up to the orange, which is here. And I can actually overlay that a little bit on the yellow, because it's still nice and wet. Take it around. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of water here to soften that edge, and then I'm going to put the red in. So this is a little bit of a mixture of cadmium red and alizarin crimson, just to give us that really punchy red. Whoa, might take a little bit more. Yum yum yum. And there we are, painting a rainbow. Something weird's happening there, but I'm not going to fiddle because that will just ruin it. So, what am I? I could a bit. So this is now dry. You can see that's dried much paler. But you can then have a very nice, I am going to fiddle, I can't resist it. You can have a very nice hand-painted rainbow in your window. So I know that that green is still wet, so I can fiddle a bit. Don't fiddle with watercolours. And then I'm going to pick up the purple and just go over that. Okay, and now we'll wait developments. And you can cut it out and hang it in your window. And again, just fun playing with colour, particularly watercolour, because it's so luminous. So the next exercise we're going to do is applying colour theory to an abstract design. Watercolours, because they've got a bigger range of colours, we're going to just use what they call the analogous colours, i.e. colours next to each other on the colour wheel, and move up this little abstract design. It will also show you how to fill in a watercolour wash. And what I've done is just scribbled on here long flowing lines in pencil, and we're going to paint little cells of watercolour. For this, I'm probably going to use this brush. I'll see how it performs. I might switch to another, but we're going to produce a lovely coloured design. The idea is we're going to use the analogous colours from the colour wheel. I'm going to use this posh colour wheel. So we're going to start with the reds and yellows, and then we're going up to the greens and blues, and they kind of wave through this little design. These colours next to each other are called analogous colours, or I read in an American book, they're called friendly neighbours. They sort of go together. So if you want to know what colours go together, it's just use half the colour wheel. If you just use half the colour wheel, I've got my colour wheel here, you just use half the colour wheel at any one time. Can you see? So just half the colour wheel. Those colours more or less go together, don't they? And then if you want a little bit of pop, use the opposite colour, and that will really pop out of it. I just want to show you a colour wheel, an abstract design that I had, what I did earlier. And this looks more like a sort of fabric from the 1960s. I didn't do this analogous colour thing, so it really is very jazzy. It has a certain charm, but I really want to do this analogous colour exercise with you. And again, it's this wonderful mindfulness. It's colouring in, but with watercolour, and it's just fun. So I'm just going to start with this medium-sized brush and my bog standard yellow, complete with cat hair, but never mind. And I'm going to go in here, and the reason why I've left the pencil marks on, or I'll leave the pencil marks on, is we're going to leave a little margin of white in between each one we do. That stops the colours running. It also helps your motor control, I imagine, and you can just quickly bring that colour across. In fact, I should have mixed some up in a palette, because again I didn't mix up a puddle of colour. Well, that was silly of me. Never mind. So I'm just going on here, and I'm finding that brush a little bit soft, so I might go to this other brush, although that's a bit small. So here I'm picking up lemon yellow, and I will mix up a wash. This is quite a dense lemon yellow, and I'm just going to pop that over here. Why not? That's almost green, in fact, even though it was clean. Lemon yellow is quite a blue yellow, if you can imagine such a thing. Can you see? So that's almost got some green in it, hasn't it? And then I'm trying to remember what they call these colours. I'm just going to work through my paint box, basically. I think that is gamboge. There's all sorts of weird names for yellows. There's Hansa yellow. This is gamboge, which is looking pretty green. I wonder if that means it's dirty. Let's clean that up. And I'm just going in here around the edge with another yellow. And you never know what it's going to come out like. That's the nice thing about this exercise. So here I've got a sort of orange. So I'm just going in there, mix up a little puddle of colour, because I didn't do it before, and I paid for it. Never mind. And I'm just going to go in here and just go around that edge. So the way to fill in a sort of watercolour shape, which we're going to do when we do the Batik Design as well, is go around the edge with the biggest brush you can bear to use. Can you see? So I'm dragging it across, even though this is quite a small brush, and it all fills in nice and neatly. And also the other thing to do with watercolours is don't fiddle. So if I go back and sort of add things and take away things, it will end up being a mess and streaky. So then I did that one, so I'm going on to this slightly deeper orange here, which is a nice one. I can't remember what they call it, rasky wasky red, I imagine. So I'm just going to go in here. You can see that's a deeper orange. Just quickly paint that triangle. And the smaller the shape, the smaller the brush you can use, but really don't use a number one. It'll be there forever. Okay, next colour is this one, which is a nice orangey red, which I think I'll put over here, Well, that's quite a big shape, so I'm just going around the edge there, and then I can drag that wash backwards and forwards. So it's just a useful exercise, and it's really nice to do. Just sit there noodling around with these beautiful luminous colours, and you get into a state of mindfulness. And then, oh, we've got this other one. This is called something else, probably pretty much the same as the other one. The Russian watercolours all have fascinating exotic names, like Ratsky Watsky Red, although now I think they are using European names for colours. But the original sets had all sorts of funny names. So there we go, we're getting all those lovely oranges and reds together. And you can just put them on at random, but I do want to travel up this piece of paper using different colours. So I think I might go in there with that rather zingy red, although that might have been a mistake. But never mind, never mind, never mind. I can always put it somewhere else as well. So I'm just going to try and make this neat. Just painting the edge. Ooh. And if you start looking at the fabrics in your wardrobe, you can see how coloured fabric designers do this all the time. They take up a particular band of analogous colours and then put them into a fabric design. This is a nice colour. I think this is magenta, quinacridone rose. Oh dear, I didn't mix up a wash. I should have mixed up a puddle of wash. And go backwards and forwards. This brush is a little bit small, so I'm having to go back and refill it. But I'm just, while paint is still wet, you can do quite a lot with it. So there we are. And then, what's the next one? I've got some browns, which I'm not going to include. So then I've got this one, whatever that is. Let's find out. It's kind of a deep, ooh, zingy red, wow. That's got some zing underneath it all. So there's my nice colour wash. Block that, and then I'll paint over it, I think. Why not? And no one will know it was there. And by just leaving this little line between each colour, you can just crack on and not worry about the colours running into each other. And also it just gives you the confidence that now you know how to put on a watercolour wash. And then we've got whatever this is. I think this is a deep red. It's like a madder red. Where shall I put that? I shall put this down here. Why not? Because it needs filling in. Where is it? Here. Right. So I'm just dragging that backwards and forwards quickly. Hopefully not giving the paint time to dry. And this brush is a little bit too small for this kind of shape, but never mind. There we go. And then I've got this, I think this is magenta. Whoa! Crumbs, that's a very deep move. Which I'm probably going to put over here just because there's a blot there. Put that in there, and then I'm going to maybe put one over here. No, over here. Maybe that should be more of a red. And then I've got a purple, a genuine purple paint, which is very intense in this set, I must say. So I'm going to put this one here. Whoa, that's very dark. And maybe, oh no, I suppose I'm here using this brush. I'll just keep using this brush. This is a size 6. Maybe a size 8 would be better. Right, so there's the purple. And then I've got a whole bunch of blues up here. Let's see what they're up to. This is a nice, well, all I can call it is blue, and I think that's what they call it too, which is very helpful when you're trying to reorder them. So I'm going to put this blue here. And they have a colour called blue and they have a colour called green. I was never quite sure which blue and green it was, but that's all they've called it. Going backwards and forwards. Oops. And you can see this lovely zing of the watercolour we've got the light passing through this thin layer of pigment, hitting the white page, and then bouncing back into your eyeball. So it's very satisfying, I find. And this is another blue. I think this is quite similar. Oh no, that's a softer, warmer blue, I believe. Let's have a look at that one. So I think I'll put this one here. Oops, I wandered off piste a bit. Just try and keep it a bit neat. And that goes down here. Finding I'm putting my thumb in red wet paint. See, I'm going to have to go back and mix up some more wash. So always have a good puddle of wash mixed up. Although it can be annoying because often people are impatient. Now I realise I haven't got any greens in there yet, but never mind. I think I'm just about to hit the greens. I think I want some greens in this layer. So this is just a nice bright bluey green, which I'm just going to go around the edge here. Oh, it's next to the red, so they should pop. I haven't twigged that, but never mind. And then I've got this lovely colour here, which is this kind of aquamarine colour, which I love. I'll put it up here, why not? Because it's one of my favourites. Let's use it. There we go. So I've got a nice lot of wash mixed up. Just coming down here, trying to be neat, though it's hard standing up. Right. Oops. And we're going down there, around the corner. There we go. Woo. Actually, I might do something weird. I'm going to add a bit of water to that and see what happens when it's dry. It's going to do all sorts of weird things, I hope. And then I've got another green. I've got Viridian, which is this one here. Just going to mix up that colour. Oh, you can't see, can you? Ugh. So if I move those, hopefully they don't fall off. This is the Viridian green. Which again is quite a bluey green, so I might put this one up here. It's quite similar to that other one. Oops. And then I've got this very bright green. I think I'm going to see what the colour that is. Oh my goodness, I think that's Introthrene blue. It's often quite hard to tell with the Russian watercolours what colour they are, because they seem perfectly black on the palette. So let's have that one. This is quite a very cool blue. I think it's called Introthrene blue, but it's lovely. If you want a cool blue. Oh damn. Right. There we go. Ooh, let's try and be a little bit neat. And then I think I want another green. Which I remember this being quite grainy, but I've got a nice yellowy green here. I might put that in there. I don't know if that works so well. But it's not far off being opposites on the colour wheel, so getting a bit of pop there. And while I'm here, I might put one in here, because it's quite yellow. There we go. And you can continue on, but I just want to show you what fun this exercise is. I want a green. I want to have a green. Why not? This very nice bright emerald green. Put it in here. Whoa, that's a bit too green, but never mind. Too late now, I'm committed. And it's funny that you don't know how these colours are going to react until you put them on the paper. And you see, I keep having to go back for more wash because my brush isn't big enough. Ah! Now I've got to correct that line. There we go. Getting a bit tight. And then I've got something actually called green. Let's try this one, see what that's going to do. This is a very good colour for painting, not so much for colour exercises, but where am I going to put that? Here, why not? Whoa. And you can see I try and keep the brush on my paper most of the time. And I've done this just as a sort of a colouring in exercise, as a mindful experience. And you don't have to work on a large scale like this. I've worked on a little pad, which is somewhere in my bookcase, which I won't bother to get. So what I'll do, I'll finish this up and then show you the results. But have a go yourself. It's just fun. It's just really good fun. And then you can see how colours react to each other, and you don't know till you've tried it. So I'll just finish this off and post the picture. Okay? So what do we do next? We're doing a batik design. This is taking a simple image or theme like flowers, fruit or fish, drawing them almost in a cartoon style, but colouring it in. Imagine you're sort of designing a tea towel or a batik design, but doing a similar thing. So we're just going to have a simple design with these pencil lines in between. So we're imitating what batik does, is when you add the wax to stop all the dyes running together. Anyway, here we are with the finished designs. It's just a lovely exercise to do. It's very mindful, and you're dealing with these beautiful colours. And you can see here what I did. I finished it off to stop you just watching paint dry, and I rubbed out all the pencil lines, and we've ended up with a nice design. And here's a few others that I just noodle around and do for fun, really. It's just nice to experiment with colour. So have a go and enjoy yourselves.